Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this morning. Got a big show lined up. But first, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. It's going to be warm today. It's 84 is high and low is 68. That's nice and cool in the morning, but it's going to be heating on up now. The water temperature is coming up to 77 degrees. That's looking good right there. The river readings. Take a look at the Apalachicola. It's fascinating, and they sort of bumped along and it sort of went up, back down, then back up. So now it's sort of dropping down. It's reading this morning at a 6.6, but it was funny to see that bounce like that. It looked like a stock market a graph on that. But what happens when you see that? What happens? They let the gates open really fast and let it pour out and close back up. They realize they hadn't let enough out and then open it back up. So that's why when it makes that boom, 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 that's not the rain or anything. That's those gates opening, closing, opening back up. All right, let's take a look at the Choctawhatchee Caribbean, and it sort of went up a little bit higher than had anticipated. It's at a 7.3 now. It's going down, but it gotten up a little bit higher on Sunday especially. So that the river readings sort of had moved up a little bit over the weekend, and really we had not anticipated that. If you looked at last week's, in fact, I went back last night, I looked at last week's chart, and it was not anticipated to bounce like that, but it did. And sometimes you just can't anticipate them opening those gates, okay? Take a look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Today is Tuesday, May 24th, and it's good strong tides all week long. Look at the rest of the week, and it's just really good tide, so that's going to be a big benefit right there. The tide's going to be high at 11:35 this morning and low at 10:18 tonight. Marine forecast will be south-southwest at about 10 to 15. All right, let's take our break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Got a lot of pictures here this morning. Let's get started with this first good mess of trout coming here out of West Bay. And that's Brian Revere again. That's 2 weekends in a row. The old Brian has nailed those trout out of West Bay. Good job. I don't know how he has time to be a principal among the fishes he catches, but he does a good job at both ends. Good job, Brian. All right, Brooke Wilkie. Coach Wilkie's daughter. Brooke is a good fishing girl. She's now a sophomore at Florida State, and a nice trout there. She had a good weekend. Good job, Brooke. All right, got Brenda Hendricks over here in East Bay. Now, okay, Brian caught his in West Bay. Brooke caught hers in North Bay. Now, Brenda lives on East Bay, but they fish Wimico in the canal, but that's a good mess of fish, okay? This is Rhonda Pippin Smostra. Rhonda's a guidance department, works in the guidance department at Rutherford. She used to be with us at Mosley, been at Rutherford over there with Doug Lee now for several years, and good fishing girl. I talked to her the other night. She sent me this picture. She said she outfished her husband, and she did because he admitted it, but he said he put her on him. So you know how that goes. I didn't want to get in the middle of that argument. So that is a nice fish right there, Rhonda. Good job. And I'm not going to say anything about you skipping school to go fishing, but that's okay to do that. We've all done that. And she caught that in East Bay. So we have West Bay, North Bay, and East Bay. And by the way, here's another girl, Rendy Gorey. Again, she caught this in her backyard. Look, that's like 4 girls in a row. 4 girls in a row catching some fish, some nice fish right here in the bay, all over the San Andreas Bay system. All right, take a look at now Nick's tournament he had over there. I didn't get to get over there. I had a lot of company over the weekend, and I didn't get to go to weigh-in. But here the winners, first place was 12.4 pounds. Second place was 10.99. I would go ahead and round that to 11. And then third place was 10.76, 10.34. So you see the weights on that. On the fish caught over there at Nick's restaurant, at Nick's big redfish roundup over there in Choctawhatchee Bay. And the mystery weight was 6.72 pounds of the weight, and the winner was 6.9. And the most spots was Bishop and Davenport at 16 spots. And the lightest weight, the lightest weight was Spikes and Oddie, and that was 4.29. That's pretty. That's not real big right there. All right. All right, now we got another. Let's get back to our pictures here. This is Ernie. Let's see. This is I got to read it right here. This is over in Carabel aboard Captain Bobby Moore smooth drag, caught their limit today, mostly on live bait. There's some great fish in here. That's Captain Bobby Moore down in Carabel. Nice fish right there. All right, Ernie Hooper sent me an email with his son. Here it is right here. Hey, Coach, this is Ernie. Just wanted to say congratulations on your retirement. And I'm sorry we couldn't make it. Their daughter had a middle school play. I understand all that. You've had a huge impact on many generations, and I'm proud to have been one of your students and friends. Okay, I also sent some photos of my son PJ. We've had a great month of fishing and are hoping for a great summer. We caught these big jack crevalle while trolling off Mexico Beach. Okay, while trolling off Mexico Beach, and then caught the bass up here near Bonifay. The redfish and red snapper we got Saturday down in PC as part of our as one of the best days that we've ever had, and that was okay. So we got the bass there. I don't have the redfish. That picture didn't come out, Ernie, but send it back to me. We went out early for some red snapper and limited out. And then I remember you talking on your show Friday morning about your friends catching a lot of redfish in East Bay by fishing around docks. We went over there and caught quite a few trout and 2 redfish around 25 inches. It was a great day. So that's proud to see that, Ernie. Good job, PJ. That's some good fishing there. All right, got a real quick for your bass tournament this coming weekend, May 28th, the Deer Point Lake Team Trail at High Point Landing. Okay, let's move on. I like this one. Text to me. This is 5-year-old white hazelip caught this nice brim fishing in a farm pond near the Funex Springs. Hurry up and take my picture. My arm is killing me. It's hard for the little kids to hold stuff up that. Okay, First Baptist Church over in Bristol had all right, this is Lynette and Sarah Kate, my niece and her daughter. The whole church had a kids fishing day. I'm just going to run through a lot of pictures here they sent, all the kids fishing, and they had a great time fishing. I don't know whose pond they were fishing on, but they caught some kind of, look at the worm right there, worm can. There's little Dylan right there. That's a nice bass there, Dylan. So a lot of kids caught bass and brim, and look what they did with it. Had a big cookout. That's in the backyard of the church, I believe. They put a pole barn up. I think that's where that's at. But good job up there, First Baptist Church in Bristol. Good to see y'all doing that. All right, right here, Dennis Hale sent this in. We got them sun in the river. You see a good mess of fish right there. Good job, Dennis Hale. All right, and let's see, that's a better picture of it right there. All right, now let's go to our young people that went down to the Special Olympics. I'm so proud of them and what they did. They came back with 14 gold, 5 silver, 2 bronze, brought back 14 ribbons. Jeff Peck and just so many of those folks went down there, and they had a great turnout. They were tired when they came back. Everybody was tired. They ran hard, jumped hard, and played hard. So good job, our Special Olympics from Bay County here. Good job with that. All right. Also now, real quick, I want to mention, you don't have to read this, so I'll read it to you. Basically, a Bay Scallop Workshop scheduled May 24th. Hello, May 24th. That's today. Just getting this out. So it's going to be over here. It's going to be from, and also they're going to do one Monday, June 13th, both at 5:30 to 7:30 Eastern Time at the Capital City Bank Conference Room, 2nd floor, and that's right there on Monument Avenue. The meetings, the FWC will update the most recent monitoring data as well as get feedback about potential management options. So this is that ongoing scallop workshop that they've been doing and hearing. Ongoing research and monitoring results indicate bay scallops have been negatively impacted by the red tide. The FWC worked closely with Gulf County and goes on and on, but the June 13th meeting will include data from the annual preseason survey. So public input can be presented too. Okay, so that's going to be tonight. Now that's at 5:30 Eastern Time, which is 4:30 Central Time. So remember that. All right. So let's go ahead and take our break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. This is Safe Boating Week. We mentioned it yesterday and also last week, and also it was a giveaway week, so all kinds of things going on. I always enjoy getting stuff from the viewers. All you viewers are so good about, well, not all of you, obviously, but a lot of y'all are so good about sending me stuff and messages and notes and encouraging phone calls and all. And then you share stuff, so many pictures and all. This was a video. What was Steve Williams from Funiac Springs sent this recently to me. And what's fascinating, talking about Safe Boating Week, this video, and it's coming off YouTube, so I'll go and put that. I'll go ahead and clarify that. But what's fascinating is I don't show a lot of stuff off YouTube. I probably, in over 2,000 shows, I've probably been just a couple of things in 2,000 shows I've showed off YouTube. Not that it's not good stuff and all, I just want to try to keep everything original and all, but every now and then something just fascinating on there, it's just worthwhile to show it to you, because I looked at this and I just chuckle, and I want you to look at what it is. It's an innovation, it's a concept that they've already come to fruition now, because they're actually putting some of these boats together. It's actually a boat on wheels. Now, I started looking at it and I just said, this is unbelievable. I said, I think our viewing audience will enjoy that. So we're going to start playing this, and I'm going to start talking over it. The concept here, here's a drawing, and you can go up and down the hill. So and the wheels, lift up like this. So that's just a drawing there. So when I first saw it, I said, well, it's not real. And then all of a sudden this comes out. And I'm looking at it, I said, that's something. So they have two wheels in the back and one in the front, and it just goes straight out in the water. Those wheels gonna lift up. That's a pair of them. And this is, I guess it's sort of semi-commercial. I don't know much about it. It's called Sea Lab, but I want to first of all thank Steve Williams for sending it to me. And here it is coming out of the water. And sea legs, patented amphibious. And the different people use it. Obviously, look how fast it's going there. So obviously it's a heavy-duty boat to take the waves and all. But I'm sure it probably comes in different sizes. Now, I think when I saw this, I thought about South Walton. About you can launch, some of y'all can launch your boat over there at South Walton on the beach. That would be ideal over there, and especially if you live around the lake or something. It's just simple. You never have to worry about a trailer. But it's going to show later on. But look at how it works and all. It's driving down the street right there. Driving down to the lake. I'm not sure where the motor is. I thought the motor at first was in front, but it may be. The motor probably in that front wheel. That's a different size. Fire and rescue. You think about how lifeguards could use that at the beach and all. Boom, you're right out there. So to me, that's better than jet ski, because you can rescue some people and get them out there. Now I like this little segment here. This is look, the first thing they do is put on those life jackets. Now you also, with this being Safe Boating Week, see, it's going pretty fast. They probably don't have a lot of accidents. See, different. That's a different model there. Different colors, different models. This is going on the trailer. I mentioned a while ago. Look at there, on the trailer. Drive right on the trailer. Look at there. Is that simply amazing? It's called sea legs. Here's a group of them going out. And a group coming. That's a different color. You imagine, fire and rescue units and all, keeping that close to the water, like even the river system, like Apalachicola and Chattahoochee River. You don't have to take any time to launch it. There's a family outing there. Sea legs, patented amphibious. And I think that's going to wrap it up. Okay, that's going to wrap it up there. I just thought you would be fascinated with it. It's fascinating to me, and like I said, a lot of times I don't show you a lot of stuff off YouTube, but that was, and again, I want to share that with you with Safe Boating Week. Let's take our break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. That was fascinating again. I just wanted to, like I say earlier in the last segment, it's something unique, fascinating. I'm always talking about outdoor inventions and certain things people can do to make the outdoors more enjoyable and safer. So with it being Safe Boating Week, we just showed you a safe boat that's on land and on water, okay? Let's take a look at our fish and game times brought to us by Barron's Barbecue Shrimp Marinade. Our time today, 2:38 to 4:38. This morning and this evening from 3:03 to 5:03. I got a kick out of yesterday when I asked Anna Petronas after I did the time like this. I asked her, do you see them biting at different times? And you heard what she said. Oh my goodness, yes. And it is so true. So it's fascinating. Let's go to our drawing for today. We're going to give away stuff celebrating my retirement, and my party was just awesome the other day. And other night, it was just awesome. I don't know how else to explain it. And I'll talk about that more later, but I wanted to, let's go ahead and do this. I'm still working this week. I'm on the payroll this week. Honestly, I was telling Jeff, it's going to take me the entire week to get cleaned up. I mean, I got so much junk there. I didn't consider it junk, but as I was teaching, but as I look at it now, it looks like junk. But anyway, we're going to give away the Duck Dynasty Rod and Reel, okay? Duck Dynasty Rod and Reel, and it's a nice one, okay? Excellent for a young person. It's got all the Duck Dynasty guys on it. We're going to give this away in celebration of Coach Chester's retiring, and I'm going to give away two items tomorrow, okay? So the winner of this rod and reel is going to be, I'm going to get it right here in the middle now. I'm not going to the bottom. I'm getting this one in the middle. And the winner is Heather Taylor. Heather Taylor. Congratulations, Heather. Heather's been good about winning. She's winning every year. She wins once a year. Good job, Heather. I know you're excited about that. Now, I wanted to show you, I got some pictures with this being Safe Boating Week. But first of all, before we get into the picture, I got one more message from the FWC. They're hosting a webinar on the bear situation, the bear management. A webinar now is when you can get on your computer and you can actually have a meeting live out of Tallahassee, and you can pick it up on your computer or on your phone. You don't necessarily have to have a computer. And it's going to be May 26th, and this is on the bear management plan. And if you want to be there, you got to go www.surveymonkey FWC, and that you can get hooked up. You got to register and all. I've done these before in education. They're sort of aggravating. I've never been a fan of them, but I know it's a coming thing. So if you're going to be communicating in this time, in this world, in this day and time, you're going to have to master these webinars if you want to get some of these, live meetings and all. So anyway, check on that if you want to talk about the bear population. Boating accidents. I wanted to show you. I got some information. I got some pictures. I'll show you some boating accidents. This is Safe Boating Week. I got two pictures. I'm going to show you the pictures. I'm going to read you the report. This is Mr. Jackrabbit. That's his boat was named Jackrabbit. And I do say it was his boat. I don't think, going back to what happened, you can see, I don't think that can be repaired right there. And you can see exactly what they did. That's actually a channel marker piloting out there in the middle of some body of water here in Florida. So I'm going to just quickly read you the report. A 16-foot Boston whaler being operated by a 63-year-old male collided with the intercoastal waterway channel marker in Pinellas County. The operator claimed he was doing a short test run in preparation for the following day. As he was heading south on the intercoastal waterway in the vicinity of Reddington Shores, he began to make a U-turn. At the start of the turn, he struck the channel marker head on. Now listen to this. This was fascinating. The operator was ejected, and it is believed he struck his head on the marker. After a period of time, he awoke to find himself floating in the water, and then swam back to the vessel. He climbed aboard and waited for help to arrive. The operator suffered minor cuts on his head from the accident. Now, if you look at the accident, look at this report, this is an FWC report, he was actually thrown out of there. His head hit that channel mark. How he lived through that is incredible. Knocked out and was floating in the water. The only smart thing he did in the whole night was he had a life jacket on, and that's really what saved his life. All joking aside, if he had not had a life jacket on, he would have sank right there. It does not say alcohol or anything was involved. I would think you have to be pretty that's just not common to run into a big channel marker because you can see those things. So obviously he was not paying close attention. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna try to do one or two each day. This is right here. Check this one out. All right, reportable boat accident. This is a big boat that's run into. Okay, here's the other side. Obviously that boat is inside of a building. See it right there? It's crashed through a building. Okay, so I'm gonna read you a report of that one. I'm sorry, I get tickled at this. This is a 30-foot CV. He had 7 occupants on board. They were traveling east in Tampa Bay in a heavy fog. You saw those 3 big motors on it. The vessel was estimated to be running at 40 miles per hour. Poor visibility, had the operator, a 35-year-old male. The other operator was a 63-year-old male. Okay, so you can't blame a young person inexperienced. This is a 35-year-old male. He missed a turn and into the channel and headed straight into the Little Manatee River. The vessel traveled onto the beach and at the little harbor in Ruskin into the Sunset Grill restaurant. Okay, the vessel was partially inside the Sunset Grill restaurant after striking the outside wall of the building. One occupant was still trapped in the bow of the vessel underneath the roof of the restaurant. He was removed from the vessel by Hillsborough County Fire and Rescue and immediately transported to the hospital at Sun City. Another occupant drove himself to the hospital due to injury in the right hand. The remaining 4 occupants and the operator were uninjured. Now, again, let's show that picture again. What happened? They just kept on running and ran on land. Can you imagine that? Ran on land. Can you imagine sitting in a restaurant and a big old boat come busting in? So this is, we talk about it's been safe boating weeks, and you see these are real accidents happening to real people. These 2, neither one had fatalities, thank goodness, but accidents happen. You just don't have, I say it over and over again, I always tell my students, you just don't have brakes on the boat. So be careful. We're going to talk about more about it, so we're going to wrap things up. Again, thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. We've got a good show lined up for tomorrow. FWC officers are coming in, so we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Have a great day. Do something good for your fellow man. Enjoy the outdoors, and see you later.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.